Namaste all. I'm Yug, I'm 13 years old, and I live in the US. And this story that you're listening to right now is just one of the many stories that I've told in my collection of Hindu Itihas stories. And without further ado, let's start the story. So today I'm going to be telling the story of Shivji and the Jyotirlinga. So S, or Shivji, is one of the three great gods, and you'll see that this entire story has all three great gods, so I might as well just introduce all three of them. So the first one is pretty much Shivji, who is the god of destruction. Then you have Brahmaji, who is the god of creation. And then you have Vishnuji, who is the god of restoring peace to the world. Now, the one that has probably the most influence on our world is probably going to be Vishnuji, because he has his Dash avatar, which is his 10 incarnations in which he saves the world in each one. And I feel like those really influenced our world, and if Vishnuji didn't come in all 9, because the 10th one called Kalki hasn't came yet. And if he didn't come as the 9 previously, then the world would be very different than it is right now. And Brahmaji, he created the entire world, and Shivji, he helped in multiple situations. And normally, there's none of them is superior than the other than the story that I'm about to tell. You'll figure that out. And this story starts with an argument. So even though they're gods, they're still similar to us humans in some aspects, and they still have some competition. So Brahmaji, the creator, and Vishnuji, the sustenance, the god of sustenance, they both had arguments saying, no, I'm better than you, or you're worse than me. Basically, they wanted to see who was the stronger god. And while they were in the middle of their argument, a gigantic pillar of light just appeared before them. And they didn't know how long it was, and it reached from top to bottom. And it pierced all three worlds. So it went from heaven all the way down to the underworld. And instead, these guys, both of them are still arguing, by the way, they have an idea and they're like, okay, this insanely long pillar, whoever can find the top or the bottom will win. So Brahmaji, he rode on his swan, so his normal favorite ride or vehicle is a swan, or a flying swan, and he flew all the way up attempting to find the top, and Brahmaji turned into a boar, which is kind of like a hog, and he went all the way down trying to find the bottom. And in truth, this pillar was actually Shivji. So Shivji changed his form into this gigantic pillar of light, or Jyotirlinga. Now, Linga pretty much means a form of Shivji. And one very prominent figure which Shivji is worshipped in is called the Shivalinga. And you might want to search up what a Shivalinga is, but it's, so you pour water over it and you will say some sort of mantra, or you'll just think in your head what would you ask God for. And that's pretty much how you pray to a Shivalinga. And he has multiple forms, and pretty much all of them end with linga. So if you wanted to figure that out, then anything that ends with linga is pretty much associated with Shivji. So the Jyotirlinga is Shivji. And both of them, they tried going up. Brahmaji tried reaching the top. Vishnuji tried reaching the bottom. And they both couldn't find it. They figured out that the pole, or gigantic pillar, is pretty much infinite. There's no end to it. So Brahmaji, who really had a lot of human qualities, you could say, because he really wanted to win this argument. He's like, no, I am better. I created the entire universe. So he absolutely lied. And he falsely lied, saying, hey, I reached the top. I found the top. And he, because he's the god of creation, he can obviously create anything by hand. And behind his back, he quickly created a special type of flower. And he showed that, oh yeah, wait, you see this flower? See, this is at the top and the bottom. Not my fault you couldn't reach it. You're probably too weak to reach it. I reached the top. And the moment he said that, Shivji, he transformed back from his gigantic pillar of light. And he said, hey, no. Vishnuji said that, hey, no, there's no bottom or there's no top. Shivji said that Vishnuji was correct because Shivji's power is infinite, and the Jyotirlinga, is a symbolic way to show that he has infinite power and he is the ultimate person of all of them. And he did kind of show superiority in that moment. And because Brahmaji lied, Shivji said, hey, you are not fit to be one of the three great gods. Now you will remain a great god because we still need somebody to create the universe. So you will never be worshipped again. So that's why in almost every single Hindu household or even temple, Brahmaji is never worshipped. And people talk about him, yes, but there's not a single temple that's solely devoted to Brahmaji. And that's a story of the Jyotirlinga, or Shivji's pillar of light. And I did like this story because it did show me a few of human qualities. And it showed me that the gods aren't that different from us humans, other than their otherworldly powers and unusually good qualities that me as a human hope to achieve. And I would attempt to reach the height that these gods have achieved in their dharmic actions. And by the way, dharmic actions means righteous actions, pretty much. And dharma, which is where dharmic came from, pretty much means doing your duty well. So currently, your duty could be being a student, being a good son, being a good father, anything. Just pretty much your roles that you have to complete in life. That's your dharma. And I did like this story because number one, it did show that the gods also have human qualities. I also did like that it kind of showed that they're that they also have arguments, and on top of that, that Shivji is pretty much the strongest one of them all because it showed that he has way more power. And I also did like that it gave an explanation on why not to worship Brahmaji. And I did like that it actually occurs today because you're not allowed to worship Brahmaji in Hindu if you're Hindu because of this story and Shivji's curse. And that's the story of the Jyotirlinga, and Namaste.